What's up? What's up? I'm Renz Davis. This is Vincent, and this is ChatCOMBAT.
And we're here.
We have a very special guest today.
This is the most special guest we ever had on the show. I'm really excited. He's my favorite fighter ever. One of the best, if not the best fighter ever. It's the myth, the legend, Bas Rutten. How are you doing, Bas?
Good. It's good that I sent you some money. I Venmoed some money to you. You made a nice little intro.
The man with the model looks and the fighter hooks, the legend so slick, he pioneered them liver kicks.
Whoa, look at that.
El Guapo.
Drop the mic.
How are you doing? Everything all right? There in the States?
Yeah, no, it's great here. It's it cooled down here in California, so that's a great thing because it's very hot. But
most excellent, man.
Yeah, but it's nice now. It's overcast. I kind of enjoy that.
Yeah, I get that. We want to ask you a few questions. First of all, about karate combat. You're kind of like an ambassador for karate combat. What's the deal with karate combat? With the whole Corona thing, are there going to be more fights? Are there going to be, more events again?
Yes, they are. I'm not allowed to say anything about it, but I can say that you guys are going to be in for a surprise. It's going to be very good. Yeah. You're going to be very happy. I think within about 2 weeks, it's where we start announcing everything. And it's all going on. It's all good.
Oh, that
sounds very excellent. I'm very excited for that. I've been watching every one of those karate combats since the beginning. Very nice. Can't wait to see Black Magic get back on there.
Yeah, totally. We also know a guy, his name is Sensei Seth. We also interviewed him on the channel. He's like, he has like 10,000 subscribers or something. And he's like a karate black belt. He isn't fully, he doesn't want to do a full MMA fight, but if he can get on karate combat, he said he would do that for sure. So we're hoping to see him on there too someday.
Yeah,
it's actually
contact him. Did he contact him? Because
it's actually funny. His name is Seth Adams. He actually did get accepted to do the LA one, but he wasn't able to do the airfare and travel out there.
Oh.
Yeah, he had like only a day or two something, and he's in North Carolina. So
okay,
that was
quite the trip from east to west.
Yeah, that's
but karate combat. It's like for me, it's really like because Dutch kickboxing is really popular here in Holland. And in my opinion, in my mind, it came from Kyokushin karate, something like that. So. I really, like to see like the full contact karate again. Like you see these old fights, and I really like that.
Can you imagine Peter Smith would still have been alive at this age? And he would destroy everybody.
Yeah.
The first time I saw him, that was a week before I had a fight. I had my second fight in some gym, some big gym, basketball gym. That was in Holland. Thai boxing is everywhere. And I was going to check out the place the week before, there was a Kyokushin tournament going on.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I saw Peter Smith. And I believe with 5 or 6 fights, he won me a back kick to the body, like the total solar plexus. And it was so destructive. And I'm leaking because he had that long curly hair.
Feeling that.
Oh man, who is this guy? And then later on, he became the guy with Rob Kamen. And
the Dutch guys are crazy. I just saw that old fight again of Ramon Dekkers. And if you rest in peace. He is a legend for sure too. You talked about I don't know if the viewers know this, but you talked about that you watched one of his first fights. That he was only 16 or something. What was that like? Because he surprised you, you told people.
Well, yesterday I was hanging out with Mike Tyson, and he was talking about Ramon with his group, and I said, and everybody goes, man, Tyson goes like, this guy is a killer, and so I go on my phone and I get the screen share, and I put on the video, and we see Ramon just like annihilating people, and that was what happened with me because I was actually fighting on the same card. And somebody. This is all the way back. This is all the way back. And my friend comes to me. I have like 3 fights in front of me, and then I have to fight. And he comes to me and he says, hey, Bas, you want to come and check this guy out? I go, dude, I got a fight coming up. He said, there's 3 fights away. Don't worry about it. You got to see this kid. He's crazy. So I'm walking in, and it's Ramon Dekkers. He's like 16 or 17 years old. He's a little small guy with a mullet. And he stands there, and he fought a guy much heavier than him. In Holland, they don't really care, at the time, and much older than him. And I'm looking at my buddy. I go, dude, that kid's going to get killed. And my buddy goes like, just watch, Ramon is doing the weird stance at that time, and suddenly he gives the guy a low kick, and the guy falls horizontal on the ground. And I was like, what the heck is this? So
mind blown.
Dude, it's like yesterday the reel that we watched, I've never seen that reel, but let me tell you, I mean, he would do that like to at least 3 people, like low kick him and completely kicking him horizontal.
Yeah.
That's how much power this guy had. It was just bizarre.
But that goes for you as well, But if you look at you, if your kicks, I like to watch your stretching routine because I think it's one, if not the best stretching routines out there, on YouTube, on videos. But also your kicking workouts, if you look at those old videos of you, just blasting those pads, it's like, when did you really, starting developing power? Did you always have that, or did you do particular, training for that?
No, I always have power. I'm very good at what I see I can do. I get really good mechanics, like translated, especially at the time. At the time, I had a really good Taekwondo instructor, believe it or not, who would always get the rollout. Roland Johnson was his name. And he would always get disqualified at the Taekwondo thing because he would knock people out. And he had great technique.
Yeah.
And then it started, and I went to Sportschool Rijntjes. He was great. But when Ramon Dekker came, I was so mesmerized about his power so I just studied him. And that together I did with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson and Ramon Dekker are the biggest influence on my fighting style. I have a wide open stance. I don't blade. I'm like Mike Tyson. Ramon is pretty open as well. He's a little blade, a little tiny bit only, but also an open stance. But if you don't have an open stance, wide open, your jab becomes a straight punch. Your left kick
that's true.
I mean, I can generate so much power with my left kick. You have no clue. You can't do that if you're blading. You can block low kicks. You can check low kicks when you're blading. I mean, there's so many downsides. The only thing that I always say, what you're going to give up is that you're a wider target.
Yeah, your body.
Yeah, true.
But it's completely BS. Chuck Liddell fights open. Ramon Dekker's fights open. Mike Tyson fights open. I fight. Why do we never go down to the body?
Never.
It's easy, right? But you see what happens is as soon as you know that you're a wide open target, your defense automatically becomes better. You start doing it with
you become much better counter striker. Absolutely.
Now I got power everywhere. I was talking about it yesterday with Mike, and he goes, people don't get it, boss." I said, "Well, I 100% get it because I stole it from you." That's what I did.
If you look at you two, if Mike
Tyson... You stole something from Mike Tyson? That's absurd.
But if you look at you, and Mike Tyson, you also have really, you have like this long guards, I always say, and I think, that's one, if not the best for MMA because you can just, you only have to do this much and the guy's already missing. But when I see you fight, you are so concentrated on, countering. You block the kick and then you go for a right straight and left hook or the other way around. But, does it all come, from that stance, you think?
It all goes from that stance, And what really cool was in 2015 when I got inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame, they did statistics. And apparently, till this day, I still hold the highest striking accuracy in entire mixed martial arts.
Damn, that's impressive.
I can believe that.
Because I just hit when I see an opening. I don't throw feints. If I would fight now, I would gravitate more towards what the Dwayne Bang is doing. We blend our styles.
Yeah, also an amazing guy, We're hoping to have him.
But now I would use feints. I would do that now as well. But it's just at that time, it's like whatever I see, I'm trying to take advantage of. And that's why the accuracy is so high.
Mm-hmm. But also, I also wanted to ask you, about self-defense because you also, made a lot of like these self-defense videos, that were also, a little bit comedy in them. But like the old school ones, they are also, very legit. And I think you are one of the guys, one of the first guys that started to make videos like that. Why did you do? Why did you do that? Why did you start, making videos?
Because there's bad people out there, and
Agreed.
People need to know how to defend. We're coming out now with my buddy of mine, Amir Perez. He's a very high level self-defense instructor. We made 7 skills to save your life. We're literally, it's on my desktop here right now. I'm going through it for the edits to say what needs to be edited, but it's almost going to be done in 7 classes, big classes about all self-defense. Self-defense, it's just like in fighting. When I go for something, I go for something 100%. Yeah. So with me, it's black and white. With me, it's yes and no. It's not maybe. It's not half. No, if I say yes, I commit 100%, not 99. This is how I always worked everything. So if I see fighting, I want to always improve it. Oh, you're kind of an asshole. You think you can make it better? Yeah, I think I can make it better. And at least if I cannot make it better, at least I've been busy with it and I know more about it.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I came up with own submissions. that nobody ever saw. I won fights with submissions that nobody ever seen
Yeah,
before.
I saw that one. You know, like you have like the judo, you know, lock, but then you grab the leg, you know, and then you squeeze them together. Nobody
What
ever
happens
used
is
it.
you simply can't expand your chest. And if you can't expand your chest, you can't breathe. Because everybody goes, but your lungs breathe. I said, no, your lungs don't do shit. Your lungs are just two bags. They go like, oh, he's got strong lungs.
Yeah.
That's a complete dumb comment because there is no muscle in the lung. The only way to open up your lungs, I know that because of my O2 trainer, of course.
Yeah, that's also something I want to ask you.
You know, you expand your chest, and that's how you open up your lungs. So now that fight that you just talked about, I'm actually going to use this in one of my videos when I talk about the O2 trainer because I just stopped him from breathing. I just stopped him from expanding his chest so he couldn't breathe. So at the moment when I slapped that submission on, and he just took a deep breath, he can hold that submission for as long as he can hold his breath. As soon as he exhales, he cannot inhale anymore. That's it. You won the fight. So there's no damage done. He needs to simply tap, otherwise he suffocates. But you see, I did this with everything. And then I realized, wait a minute, if I create a different setup for this submission, it would work. But then I would do it on my partner, Leon van Dijk, and then 3-4 times he would know the setup. So I created another setup. And then he would know that again. I created another setup. And suddenly we realized, wait a minute, now for a straight armbar, I have 4 or 5 different setups. And if you start alternating between those, boom, you're successful.
Then you have it,
I was just living it all day long. I always want to make the best perfect picture. And that's what I did with fighting as well. Self-defense, I don't teach at my school. I do it sometimes because it's a very slippery slope that you live. Because if you teach something wrong, and I'm really good with the highest people from Israel, from the army, and so they don't really know what to do. But a wrong gun defense or a wrong knife defense, imagine somebody from my class, if I taught him a wrong knife defense, and his buddy gets attacked on the street, and the guy pulls a knife, and he goes, hey, step back, I got it.
Yeah.
You know, and then he gets
that's actually pretty wild that you mention it because in combat sports, you can be taught a bunch of ways to win a fight and you won't get faulted if you lose a fight. But in self-defense teaching, like if you get taught like so many ways to like defend yourself and it doesn't work, you immediately blame the coach. It's like, coach, I got stabbed 5 times. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm doing
but if you're in MMA, it's like, I got knocked out. That sucks, man. I'll come back better next time. What'd I do wrong?
That's literally the talk that I have. I have the Empower event. It's a big martial arts convention that I'm going to talk at in I believe it's November now because they postponed it. And that's exactly what I'm saying. I say for self-defense, watch out, man, because if somebody dies, that's kind of on you if you taught him the wrong one. You see? So now you're responsible for that of a person. Yeah, I step away from that.
Yeah, you know, and in MMA, you know, it sucks to lose, but you know, at least you got to get a chance at redemption. You know, you get to improve yourself. But in self-defense, that is not the case. But talking about breathing, you know, you developed, you know, like this whole system with the O2 trainer. You know, can you tell us a little bit more about how that, you know, came to be and how you, how you developed it? You know, what was the idea?
I came up with it when I was 14 years old. I was a severe asthma patient. I would have asthma attacks every 5 or 6 weeks, which would mean a week, 8 days in bed, not able to eat. So very, very severe asthma. But I was also really great at track and field. I actually wanted to become the decathlon guy. Bruce Jenner, he was the gold medalist in 1976 decathlon. I wanted to be that guy because that was like freaking 10 things together, track and field. And I was hard on my way. I really good high jump, long jump, discus throw. I was already shining. But of course, the 1500 meters, you know, with my asthma, that would be a problem. But I realized that every time after an asthma attack for a week in bed or so, I would resume my track and field and I would run so much easier. I would break my running time and I go, what the heck is going on? So then I went one day to the doctor's office. I was there a lot because every month I have to take breathing classes from a person in the office. But anyway, when I was waiting for that person to come in, I realized there was a poster on the wall with a pair of lungs on it, a drawing in a frame. And I'm looking at it, and I see the lung infection is not in your lungs, what you think as everybody. No, it's the airways, the bronchial tubes that go to the lungs.
No, absolutely.
And the
infected airway, and they show the healthy airway next to each other. And I go, holy shit, I've been breathing in with resistance for 8 days straight, 24 hours a day. Unknowingly, I have made my lungs stronger. I thought at that time the lungs were doing the work, but I was making my lung muscles stronger, the inspiratory muscles stronger. So why don't I come up with something that controls my air intake? Till this day, on my keychain, I have a little washer. What do you call that in I don't know in Dutch anymore? A revetje.
Oh yeah, I can.
That's like the first thing I started.
Oh, a washer. I know what that is.
Yeah, I put it in front of my tooth with a little hole in it, and it would try to bleed through that thing. But it's of course super dangerous.
Yeah.
Not the washers,
Definitely don't want to swallow that if it messes up.
Oh, and if it shoots me, you're dead. But it was always in my mind. And then, finally, I just decided to make it on all my friends because they said I had to do it. I'm working out with it. I always use an inhaler my entire life for every single fight I have before the fight.
Even in Japan still, right?
Always.
Yeah.
And I trained 3 weeks with the auto trainer, the prototype, gone.
Damn.
Never touched an inhaler again.
That's impressive.
I don't even have an inhaler. Then I said to my friend in Holland. 8 days later, he calls me. I want to sell him in Holland. He sells them in Holland right now. His asthma also gone. Because
I will order one for sure.
Boom. Now suddenly it was like, holy crap. And now lately, so there was a really bad review about my competition. And my lawyer told me that. And he said, did you read the review? I said, what review? About that product. I go, no, but it's a bad review, right? He said, how do you know? I said, because I know it sucks if you control the air in and out. You only have to control the air in. I said, because it's, and that guy from that other product, he almost gave me so much heat that I was a stupid product because I had no resistance both ways. But I had the patent, and I know this was the key to success. So I said to my manager or my lawyer, I said, try to find the guy who wrote that. I want to send him an auto trainer. He goes, dude, you want to do that? What if he writes a bad review? I said, we're curing asthma right now. So it's not going to be a review. Trust me. He finds the guy, calls him up, says, hey, I'm representing Bas Rutten. The guy goes, Bas Rutten, auto trainer. We're already using that. And he goes like, well, he trains 4 Olympic gold medalists from the last Olympics. He trains also silver medalists. Now suddenly I have like 12 published medical journals about what inspiratory training, what the auto trainer does. I do. Dude, that means it's clinically proven. If it's a published medical journal, it's not clinically tested. You know what they write on the book. If you write something that says clinically tested, don't buy it. Because if it was clinically proven, it should have said that.
That's just,
that's a good point.
That's just a trick, that they do.
Yeah. They read the word clinically, and they go like, oh, it's got to be good. What was the result? So that's when everything started. And then I got in contact with Lisa Vrenic. She's the world-renowned breathing expert. She started measuring my chest expansion, and I know why she's doing that, because you more expand, the more air you can pull in.
Yeah.
And she's measuring from exhale to inhale, and she goes, no, she says. She's laughing, and she does it again, and then she runs out of the office. She ran out of the office. She comes back with another doctor. I go, what's going on? She said, well, if I didn't get him, he's not going to believe what I just measured. I said, what do you mean? Well, normally they break the record like a quarter of an inch or an eighth of an inch. You just broke it more than 2 inches. I've never seen a expansion like you have. And we found out it's because of the O2 trainer. So now she's writing books. She just wrote a book, put the O2 trainer in there. Now everybody's starting using it. Now it's starting to take, there's some really big things happening.
I also, by the way, guys, if you want to order the O2 trainer, I will put all the links down in the description. Please do it, because like Bas said, if it helps gold medalists, it for sure will help you. But, I also, on your stretching routine, you always, are also stretching your core, and you do see so many people that don't do that, and you're one of the guys, that I saw doing that. So I started doing that too. And I noticed, even that really helps, with MMA training, because you breathe easier, in my opinion.
That's the thing. Imagine you're bench pressing. You go do 20 bench presses and now hit a bag. Good luck. Because all these
really rough, man.
Yeah, they're all tight now. It's very hard for you to expand. You want to stay away from that. You want to keep the lactic acid out of your core, And that's the thing with the auto training. If you do it twice a day for 6 weeks, after that you can maintain it by 1 time a week. It takes care of all the lactic acid in your core, so you have always complete relaxed muscle. That will do more for you than when you use an illegal drug like EPO. That's how big of a difference it will make for you. It's crazy.
But that's also, you're one of the guys, that was never caught for steroids or anything, and still some people, still accuse you of it. But, that's because, you have like these injuries, like your knees, your neck. But if you look at that, do you also think that it came from, like the medication you had as a child for asthma?
No, my tendonitis, that came for sure from all my cortisones.
Yeah.
That stopped my career. It's very painful in my arms. That for sure is from because now we found out that cortisones attack your tendons. So
I didn't know that.
So my neck comes from a stupid TV show, because I was at a TV show at a fight scene. I let myself drop on top of my head, upside down. So
that sounds rough.
Yeah, oh, dude, if I could go back in time, that's the moment I would go to. I say, you know, I'm not going to do that.
But, you know, I saw your last UFC fight.
I'm you from the future. Don't do that. That's the thing you don't want to do.
That would be good.
Yeah, but, you know, you saw that also in your last UFC fight. You know, you have, like, these amazing head kicks and body kicks, but the guys were like, why didn't you kick him in the head? And, you know, you couldn't do that, right?
No, my whole hamstring was messed up. I have so many injuries that fight, you had no clue. I spent over $25,000 for recovery, for massages and treatments and everything in the leading up. And then suddenly, Kimo Leopoldo, the guy who was supposed to fight, tested positive steroids like 3 days before. Now the fight is, dude, I'm in the hole. I'm already losing money now. I already invested $25,000. I have no money. It was not like everybody thinks you're when you're on TV, you're a millionaire. It doesn't really work. You know, so I was a very scary moment, and thankfully, you know, all the people that said, you know, Tank Abbott wanted to fight me, well, we offered them to fight. Suddenly they don't want to fight. And they fought off the other guy. Suddenly everybody who said they wanted to fight me didn't want to fight. And then thankfully that Ruben Valerial, he showed up.
Yes.
And he saved me. I owe that guy because that was a good payday for me, and I really needed it because I was down with money.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, speaking about your MMA and stuff, I think it's pretty wild because if you look at a lot of the records on your, you know, your win records, you actually have a lot more submissions than you do KOs, and you're actually recognized as a kickboxer. I mean, I think that's wild. I looked at it, I was like, all right, he has 11 wins by KO and 14 wins by submission. I'm like,
yeah.
Wait a minute.
I did, you know, and in Pancras you had the rope escapes, right?
Yes, that was bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was really.
No, you see, and I like that, and I think that's why the fighters in Pancras were so good. We have like from Pancras, from a small organization, we had 6 UFC champions. You don't think that was weird? And the reason was, I'm telling you, because I had I believe it's 51 submissions, because that's what.
See, that makes it even more amazing.
But you see what I mean, because they grabbed the rope. But what happened is, if you're in the fight and you get somebody on the ground, you get him in a choke, but he touches the rope. Now, okay, normally you would have won the fight would have been over. Not now. Now they stand him back on the feet, you fight again. So you have more ring time. Okay. You see, and the more ring time you have, Paul, the better you get. You see, so and the coolest part was they said that I had 51 submissions, I believe, in the overall, but I never took a person down. I go like, that's a cool
Yeah, but you know, your guillotine was also, you know, for someone, you know, in your early days, you said, you know, you didn't know that much jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Your guillotine, you know, was a killer.
Yeah.
How did you develop that one? Yeah. But you also, you know, that was also, you know, talking about Pancras, you know, the crazy rules, you know, with the rope escapes, but also with like, you had like these giant routes. Yeah, the palm strikes. That's also something I want to ask you, you know, because you have like these crazy flexible palms, if you look at it, you know, how did you train those, you know, because, you know, you must have before that, you know, just boxed with your fist, you know, was it so much different than boxing with your fist, in your opinion?
No, I you know, when I was a bouncer, when I was hitting the back, I was hitting with my palms already, because I saw my peers, so to say, getting the hands broke. You know, if you're in a fight with 3-4 guys and it's on, you know, it's not like you're gonna pick point. Oh, the jaw, under nose. You know, you're freaking swinging for the fences. You know, and of course you aim for the head, but if you hit the skull, that's it. It's the end of your head. You know, so and I saw them breaking their hands. I go, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to palm strike them. You know, so it was always a choice of weapon. So then when they suddenly came with that rule, I go, I'm okay with that.
You already know so many people out with it. But you also hit like, if you put it in slow motion, sometimes I saw, you know, you didn't even hit with the palm, but you hit with like the bone.
Yeah, that's what I always did.
A lot of the heel of the,
Yeah, I would hit him with this part behind the ear. You know, that is the hardest way, because you're not ready for it. If you do this to yourself, just this, you feel shock. And with your palm, just a little bit, you go doom, doom. Yeah. Because the body is not ready for that. They're ready for impact from the side and from the front, because that's you're used to. But if somebody hits you from the back, that's like, whoa, what's going on? Yeah. That's what I did. I just made a big swing, and I hit him behind the ear. Yeah, that will disturb the equilibrium.
You know, we also know this self-defense guy. His name is Nick Drosos. We also did an interview with him, and that guy also really emphasizes palm strikes, because, you know, he says, you know, you have trained people, you know, they can hit somebody without breaking their hand, you know, because it's their profession. But if you look at somebody like, you know, who only has, you know, like a couple of hours self-defense training in the week, you know, it's way better, you know, if you look at, I don't want any trouble stance, you know, it's easier to just hit them from that. But you also, you know, you were one of the guys, you know, who also emphasizes that that stance, you know, like the open hand stance, you know, don't shell up, but block outside.
Yeah, it's important also for fighting, because for the street.
Yeah,
you know, absolutely.
If you block like this and somebody has a knife in his hand, you're gonna get stabbed in the neck. So I rather let hooks always miss. That's my favorite thing to do, being out of reach. But if I have to block them, I block them outside. I don't like to block them. Punches, you have to understand, punches are only pick up speed. The real power is at the end of a punch.
Yeah.
So students should interrupt the punch. So if the target is here, so they bring the target here, well, now I don't have a lot of reach. I don't have a lot of time to develop speed. There's no power in that punch, you know. And that's what palm strike, a left hook, right straight, if you think about it, is the dumbest combination. Because if this guy doesn't move, I'm too close for my right straight. A hook will be better on right elbow.
Makes sense.
But if I make a palm strike and now a right straight, now I gave my right straight freedom, so to say. I gave a space.
Yeah.
And the more space it has, the more power it can pick up and speed, and then you're more effective you're going to be.
I never thought about that, because it's a very common combination, you know, also in Dutch style kickboxing, you know, like left hook, right straight.
Yeah. But yeah, I've never been a super big fan. But if I commit if I do this, load up a big left hook, that's not because it's bad technique. I'll do that all on purpose. If I slow things down, it's always to set somebody up. You know, I know what to watch out for, that I don't get counted, but I want him to see this punch, because if he sees this punch, he's going to block it. And guess what? The second punch, that's going to nail it, because that's how.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because oh, sorry, Renz, go ahead.
Oh, not a problem. Yeah, it's like a lot of people say, it's not necessarily the first strike that hits, it's the last strike that will kind of like come on in. I mean, there's a reason that 2 exists for the 1-2 combo.
Yeah.
I was going, so why don't you keep going? Like in my classes, we spend a lot of time on countering in combinations. Nobody does that. It's all power shots. Boom! One punch and they stop. Why would you stop? Why not punch, kick, bomb, and another kick? Why not that?
Yeah.
Why don't you teach yourself to do that? You know, like a guy like Gokhan Saki. That's a guy who does that. You know, who throws a 3-punch combination.
But
like
you also
and uppercuts and reloads and all that stuff. I love that.
You also started with Wayne Ludwig. You know, if you watch his old fights, once you started working with him, you see, you know, like these crazy combinations, and they're all power shots. People also, you know, you are one of the guys, you know, who emphasizes, in my mind, you know, like never throw anything unless it can hurt the person.
That's it. Because there's a very simple way. This is very basic fighting, understanding, right?
Yeah.
If I hit you really hard in the head, what's going to happen? You can put your hands up.
Yeah. Guess
what? There's another target opening up. Very simple. If I do a body, head, they always do this in fighting, right? They do body, head, body. They don't respect the 2 punches. If I go full to the body, and I keep looking down, and then I go with the head, but not looking up, now it's very effective. Why won't you throw something hard if it's not good? Now, second of all, if I kick somebody and I see he's blocking, I just kick as hard as I can on his defense. I want him to feel the power. I want him to understand that if he doesn't block that kick, he will go down. Now I'm inside his head, because now he's afraid of my kick. Now I'm going to do it with my right kick. Now he's afraid of my right kick. Well, I'm shutting him down. You see what I mean? I'm going to make him very nervous, because he knows that if he doesn't block it, he's going to be in trouble. So it's a very basic concept, but it works like a charm.
Yeah, totally. You know, but so many people still don't do that in MMA. And on that, you know, are there some
whole lot of headhunters, indeed.
Yeah, but are there still some things, you know, in MMA that you think that you would do differently if you were their coach? You know, that you say, you know, why do people keep making this mistake?
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of these mistakes, you know. It's like, I don't understand why nobody throws palm strikes in MMA. It's legal. Why doesn't everybody throw a clothesline?
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I mean,
there is no rule saying you can't do palm strikes in like the unified rules of mixed martial arts.
Yeah, I do see Nick and Nate Diaz throw it though.
Uppercut with the thing. I mean, it's more distance. We were just talking about distance. On a distance like this, right? If I only have much power. Well, if I have a fist, I only have this. If I do a palm strike, I have more reach. More reach means more pickup speed.
Yeah.
So on shorter distances, palm strikes are more effective. It's safe if you're hitting somebody like this, or you palm strike him. You got this much more reach. This reach on this much, that's 25%.
But nobody teaches that. Nobody.
It blows my mind. You know, if I give you 3 body shots to the hook, I give them as hard as you can. I will force you with defense. And while I'm looking here, I just swing up. My peripheral vision will pick your head up. I know where it is. But if I look up, he knows I'm going to do it. But if I give him the illusion that my fourth one is also to the body, he will be in full defense. These are very simple, basic ways to trick somebody. A lot of guys do it like they look down, but that doesn't really work as well as when you also make your whole demeanor down. Like leaning over and from here you hit. You see, that is a complete different thing. So it's a little bit less of power because you cannot rotate as much, but it's going to be a big surprise, for sure.
And you got knocked out by the strike you don't see coming. Like if you look at Donald Cerrone, for example, he's one of my favorite fighters to watch. When he throws that right straight and that kick comes over it, you don't see it coming. You're parrying, and one moment after you have that head kick in your neck. Is there, by the way, a fighter that you like to watch most? Like a top 3 fighters that you like to watch most?
No, because everybody's so. I always like.
You might get some jealousy if people watch this. Like, boss, I thought I was in your top 3. Come on, man, you're breaking my heart. Damn it, man.
It's. There's so many. There's so many good guys right now.
Totally. It's stacked.
I'm Max Holloway. I'm a big fan of that TJ Dillashaw, the way he moves, and Henry Cejudo, a guy who comes freaking from wrestling, and then what a freaking talent. And John Jones still, I wish that he would be a little bit better outside.
I agree with you.
His fighting,
if he was only a little bit better, I think he would, have long been considered, the greatest of all time. In my opinion, greatest, next to you, of course. But, if you look at, like, the modern fighters, GSP, that's, in my mind, like, the greatest of all time, not only inside the ring, but also outside the ring. Because the losses that he had, he advanced, like in an amazing way. He came back a weight class above, destroyed Michael Bisping, which also wasn't an easy task.
Yep. Yeah, no, I like that the best as well. For me, that's the whole package. You need to be, great as a fighter, you're everything great, but I think you should be an example for people as well.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly, yeah.
And that, when you do that, that is the complete package. That's where a title like that should go to, indeed. Somebody who does something good with his being known, so to say.
No, absolutely. I mean, it can't be denied that John Jones, and don't get me wrong, I am not a big fan of John Jones' character. I think he can be very shitty a person, but it's not, you can't really deny the fact that he's a great fighter. He has all the skills and tools to really put on a good show. Yeah. And that's spectacular, but it's really hard to give him like leeway when you think about a lot of the things he's done. I try and look. Actually, I can't even do that. I can't look past a lot of things he's done.
Yeah, no, I'm the same thing, but what is also like, if somebody cannot judge, it's me. Trust me, man, because I've been a crazy man. No, I've never been like that. I never hurt somebody. Most of the time I hurt myself, but it was drinking, whatever crazy things I would do. But still, I can understand that you're being at the limelight. You'll be the best fighter on the planet. He was the youngest UFC fighter, so all that money, and it does something to you. I don't know what it would have done to me, like a Conor McGregor, and I know when when he hit the guy on the street, you saw he was hurt by doing that. He really felt it, and that was his moment that he turned around and says, "Okay, I got to become a better person," because and now everybody's shouting on him, and they go like, "Dude, he's got $100 million in the bank. He's 28, 29 years old. What would you do?"
Totally.
That's so easy to say. It's so easy to say. It is so hard to stay normal at that moment. Trust me. I never made even close to that money, and it's already hard. Like everybody's like, "Hey man, what's up? What's up?" You can become a different person.
Everybody knows him. He's the most famous fighter ever.
My mother knows him.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining your mom saying, "Oh, have you heard about this fighter, John Jones? He's good. He does a good job."
Yeah. But then McGregor. But you know what he did? Look how many fighters, they're all jealous, I guess, for the money, and they go like, "You should be happy." Because he brought so many more eyeballs to mixed martial arts.
Yeah, totally.
It's going to be better for you. Once you're a champ, pay-per-view numbers, you're going to get a cut on that. It's going to be good for everybody. I
don't know. I mean, I feel like there's two ways to look at the situation between John Jones and Conor McGregor. They're both great fighters. They brought a lot of attention to mixed martial arts. But the thing is, there's always that phrase, there's no such thing as bad publicity, or there's all press is good press.
Yeah.
I mean, that is kind of true, but sometimes, you know, like getting attention for the wrong things kind of makes it sound like a downturn.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Renz.
Yeah, but you know what? If you look like Conor, the last thing what he did was when he in the bar, you know, with all the. And when I saw an interview after that, and I saw another one after that as well, you could tell he was hurt. You know, this was not him, and he was going, no, I take full responsibility. He was like, is that other book tried to say, no, but you know you're in a situation. He said, no, it's me 100%. I'm wrong. And I think that completely changed him as a person. You know, and I feel for guys like that because it is very hard. You know, like last week I was eating, actually, Martijn de Jong, he was here with great Tony. And also we were sitting in, we were eating somewhere, and Justin Bieber comes in. You know, and then they're, of course, like, what the heck? So But you know, you go outside at that moment, and there's a whole paparazzi. Everybody's waiting for him to come out, and I go, it's gotta be a tough life. You can't pump gas. You can't go to the grocery store. I mean, one person asking, you're done. There's no way you can move. I know Kevin James, a very close friend of mine. We went to Rome together with our families, and in Rome, we would get a slice of pizza on the street or an ice cream, and then one person would recognize him. Dude, it's very hard to get away, like everybody. And that's Kevin. And he's very known, but it's not like he's freaking Conor McGregor or, you know, that everybody knows. Like Mike Tyson. It's not Mike Tyson. Everybody knows Mike Tyson.
Everybody. Even my mother.
That's what I mean. You hear about...
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, but you hear about a queen from here, a queen from there. I've never heard of that. Mike Tyson? Oh, yeah, I know Mike Tyson. So... yeah, that's cool, man. I love it. I said Muhammad Ali, same thing. You know,
you know.
I love people like that, and especially McGregor, the way he came out, and then like me, I always have these rehearsed things that I do, and it's the same thing what I do, and he every time he changes the script, and it's like, what? That's a gift. You know,
totally.
Like that, you have to use it and look what it gave him.
You know, $100 million. You know, I would. But you know,
make it rain money.
But you know, I totally get it. But you know, people forget that. You know, if you know, I'm only 21. You know, and I wouldn't know. You know what I would do with with that kind of money. You know, you don't know how crazy you get.
It is so easy to say on the outside. You have
totally.
Look at all the people. There's a documentary about that, about the people who won like the lotto, and there's not a lot of them that have a good life. They all lost their money, the whole family, everybody's asking you money. You get letters, thousands of letters from people around the world. Oh, my son has this, my son has this, my daughter has this. And you all ask for money. And they get freaking crazy. The family wants money. They start fighting with each other. I mean, it's a very sad thing, you know, and they, most of them, and I'm talking 80, 90%, don't have anything anymore. Because they're completely stuck dry because I buy this car, I buy this, I buy this, I give him money. I mean, it's flying out. And once you're used to that lifestyle, you keep doing it while you don't have the money. That's it, man. It's very hard to keep control. We all can say whatever we want, but trust me, you're not. I'm not. You know, everybody looks at me all the time and they look at my interviews and they say, man, you got your life under control. I said, don't even freaking think that for a second. You know, I still have my battles. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I need to control. You know, I'm the guy who will self-proclaim, and I'm not drinking, but I know that I'm an alcoholic. I know that if I drink 3 beers in a row and I didn't eat for like the last 4 hours, I'm going to drink 6 or I'm going to eat 10. But that is now. In the past, it was 10 bottles of wine. I would start with 1 bottle of wine. So, and this is now maybe that might happen like once every freaking 3 months. You know, so I'm completely under control. But I'm never going to say that I have it under control because I know I don't. You know, we have all our battles with everything. It's just for you to recognize them so you don't do them. That's the thing. I meditate about situations that still piss me off, you know, because I'm a guy. Like if you see a woman with a walker, 80 years old, 85 years old, and he's in her face screaming as hard as he can.
Yeah,
that kind of bothered me as well.
And there is not one person on that group who's going to think, what if that will be my mother or my grandmother?
I'd be pissed.
Nobody, like, if I would be part of that organization, first of all, I would have checked out. That I'm not cool with. And before I checked out, I would have knocked that guy out so bad.
Yeah.
You have no clue. Nobody does that to an older person. Where's your respect? Your parents must be really proud. I don't get it. What is the hate so much that you don't see that is wrong?
Yeah, it's horrible. You know, also these monuments, you know.
I don't understand what the world we're living in right now. It's really crazy.
You know, just talk with each other.
Man.
You know, people don't talk with each other anymore. You know, they only scream. You know, and they only destroy
That's
stuff.
right. And if you're not left or not right, they fight. I mean, people, the families, they push their kids out. Different political view. It's insanity.
Horrible.
No, it's wild, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really wild.
By the way, do you have, you know, you have like these crazy fight stories, you know, once in a while, you know, like the one in Sweden, for example, you know. Do you also have something like in the Netherlands, you know, people here, you know, you had some bar stuff, you know, you were a bouncer, but did stuff like that also happen here in the Netherlands, you know, like those crazy things?
A lot, because I was at the Galaxy in the Selfdefense. That was a big nightclub, and I was a bouncer there. So yeah, and then in Schaik, the Bandit, they called it. That was also a big club, and they had a street under the ground with an English pub, a German pub, and you know, and it was a big place on top. Yeah, I know. We had a whole bunch of fights. Now, a lot of people fell up the stairs always. It's like the police would come and they were like banged up, and I go, they fell up the stairs again, boss. I go, yeah, man, very slippery. They all but these were just really bad people. You know, I remember. I don't know why people. So at the time, there were 250 guilders. There were the purple, you remember the bills. And there were a lot of fake ones out there. And the owner, we caught a guy in our club who tried to push one. So we took him to the side with his brother. We're in the kitchen. And my buddies go to owners. They go like, hey, just give us the money back. We're good. We're not going to call the police. You know, we're all, we're all crazy. So don't worry about it. And the guy says, no, I'm not going to do it. And I'm standing there, I go, that is not the right answer, dude. You should not really do that right now. I mean, we caught you. You know, let's just give the money back. You get your $200 fake gilder bill back. No. And then he took a swing. And one of the people, I go like,
worst idea.
Oh, and then I saw a cue stick, a pull stick, half of it, boom, come in. I heard the teeth go on the ground. I was like, why would you do in this situation? We were two bouncers there, two owners, and why would you take a swing at the owner? Because the brother from the owner, that was the guy who hit you. I'm not going to hit. I mean, we were four of us. We don't, but that's the craziness. People don't own their mistakes. If he would have said, dude, I'm so sorry, we would simply give him $20, 20 guilders back. It would have been okay. Yeah. But he decided not to do that and take a swing at the owner. I go, yeah, that's what people are.
Man, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Exactly.
But you see that a lot.
What I win? A new dental plan.
Yeah.
You see that a lot.
He ran through that. It was in a farm town, and I started running after him. Like I just let him go because it was raining, and he fell in the cow shit and everything because this was So yeah, that was poor guy, man. I go, man. But at least he didn't get hit. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But you see that a lot with people. I never see that with martial arts guys. I never see fights like that happen with guys that actually know how to fight. I only see that with guys who are drunk, and have like these, muscles from drinking. Let's say.
It's when you know that you can beat him up, you don't want to beat him up. That's how it goes. It's very hard to pick a fight with me, But sometimes when I 6-7 times apologize and they keep pushing, and I look in their eyes and I go like, oh, I hope you don't think that I'm afraid, right? I said, I'm doing this for you. That's why I don't want to go tonight at the police office because I'll beat your face in. Just stop right now. I don't want to fight. Why would you want to fight? Why do you keep pushing? And most of the time, that's when they back off. But you always have an idiot who goes like, whoa, you want to go? I go, dude, I just told you. It's my profession. It's like when I say to Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball player, let's shoot hoops. Who do you think is going to win? Me or him?
Right. I mean, if you're playing horse and you always go to the 30-point line, you have a very good chance of winning. Just saying.
But you see what I mean? I've been doing this my entire life. Chances you're going to win are very small. It's my job. So it's some people don't get it, and I go, it's such a waste of. I'm a very peaceful guy. I don't like it, but don't get me wrong. I see, like I said, if I see that with a guy screaming in the old woman's face, I will knock him out. I will guarantee, and it will not be a soft knockout. He will go really hard down. That could be very scary for me. Or maybe I would change my mind last moment that I give him a low kick from behind or something. That at least he's gonna walk for 3 weeks.
He was still gonna go down then with a low kick from you.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If I give him a really hard low kick, I mean, okay, maybe you break his leg, but maybe even not. he will feel this for the next 2 weeks, you know, because to the face in such an anger, that could be very dangerous, you know. You have to watch out.
But they also film everything, you know, nowadays, you know, and I also hate that because people get a wrong perspective of things.
Yeah, no,
it's actually wild, very wild, because a lot of the things that do get filmed do seem a lot more black and white than you imagine. Like, best example is the Covington kids. Like, I don't want to get too political, but, you know, like, there was 20 seconds of footage that really portrayed that one kid, Nick Sandman, as, like, a smug little son of a bitch. And then, you know, I found out that there's, like, a whole 2 hours. You watch the whole thing. It's like, looks like they were just standing around waiting for their bus stop. They got harassed, and now...
Yeah, you know, but you know, you never
it's really
know.
Wild.
Yeah, that's what they do. Hey, listen, I have this with interviews the whole time. You know, I had interviews where I talk with, let's say, about John Jones, and I say great things. And then the headline is like Bas Rutten said, they just make something up. So it's clickbait. So people are like, oh, I want to. Yeah. A lot of people don't read the interview or don't listen to the interview.
Fake news.
I get it, but I get right away. I get attacked. And I'm saying, oh, you said this. And I go, like, listen to the interview. You know, that's the only thing I'm saying. And then once they listen, some of them will go back and do it. I'm sorry. I say, but that's what they do. You know, it's just listen to it to make 100% sure if it came out of my mouth. If it's video, watch me saying it because I didn't say that.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But, you know, those are the media and journalists. You know, they want to get those views up, you know, from things like that. But, Bas, we have like a time. It's like, it's 16 past, right? Also in your so we have something that's called the speed round. We do it, you know, like very short questions, and it's like, you know, you can, you know, just give a very short answer, you know, right on the top of your head. We do this with everyone, you know, so it's an honor to do it with you too. Renz, can you start? You know, it's like a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. So, first question is a staple of this show. I think it's been like a primarily one-sided victory for one of these fighters. Well, not even fighters, martial artists. If you had to choose who to fight in the streets, who would it be? Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal. If I had to fight him?
Yes. Absolutely.
I would not want to see that fight.
I would love to see that fight.
For him. Not for Bas, for him. All right.
I would watch that on repeat.
Next question. Who do you think is the best fighter in MMA right now?
That's such a horrible question, man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a horrible question. Well, if you got to go, it's got to be Jones or Nurmagomedov because both are defeated.
Yeah, the most successful fighter. You know, I said it wrong. I mean, like the most successful fighter right now.
Yeah, well, successful. And then again, is that with money that would McGregor. And
that's true.
Skill-wise, yeah, because they're undefeated.
Yeah.
One of these two.
All right, you know, thank you.
Apollo, what's his name? Who's going to face? Is going to Israel Adesanya. Who's he going to follow?
Oh, Paulo Costa.
Oh, yeah. That guy is also very...
That guy is a beast.
So, yeah.
He's got those short arms and the rippedness. I'm like, damn.
I'm not sure if Stylebender is going to win that one. I'm honest. Next question, Renz.
Okay, so you're landed on a deserted island. You get to choose the island. Where did you get deserted?
Probably... the island of Hawaii, probably, somewhere.
That's a good answer.
That's a very nice answer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And then...
oh, sorry, Renz. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're sure.
In terms of skill, you know, who do you think is going to win, you know, in the upcoming fight between Khabib and Justin Gaethje, you know, in terms of skill?
Gaethje, I got to go with Gaethje. Gaethje proved me wrong last time. I'm a big Gaethje fan because we know the same Trevor Whitman, and it's all involved with the whole bench system and everything. And he's a really good guy, really great coach. And Gaethje, I know for a long time in World Series of Fighting, which came to PFL, and you know, and I always said to him in the beginning, I said, "Why don't you take that title split? You know, oh, people want it." And then he got stopped 2 or 3 times. In UFC, he realized, okay, he cannot keep doing that because otherwise he can't talk to his parents or to his kids anymore later on. And that's when he started using hand movement and finally listening to his coach Trevor Whitman, who's been saying that for a long time already. Look what that did, man. I mean, he's an animal, you know, and he's got really great wrestling. He's probably going to be able to stop the takedowns from Khabib. And standing, well, I think he's going to win with that. So
We'll see. You know, it's going to be an amazing fight either way. You know, big respect to both gentlemen.
Yep. Big heart, you know, Gaethje has so much stamina also.
Yeah.
Work pretty much Tony. That's safe.
I didn't expect that win from him. You know,
it was a brilliant performance. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Scary. I was scared for a moment when he started shaking his head. I thought this is not good. You know, it looked like something was wrong inside. You know, when he started like shaking his head at Tony. I go, oh, I hope he doesn't have damage.
I was happy the ref, you know, stopped that fight in the 5th round. You know, it sucked, you know, to see that fight stop, but it's for the better, you know, for the health of the fighters. Last question.
I don't know. And last question. So there have been a few legend fights that have happened. If you had the choice to come out of retirement, who would be your ideal legends fight? Any fighter, anytime.
You know,
any promotion.
It's the worst thing I'm going to say. Like both in our primes, Fedor Emelianenko, and I know, I know, because it's going to be very freaking tough for me. I know that.
Oh God, that would be brilliant.
I just always wanted to see if I just could go the distance with that animal. You know, I was just I would just see. I would like to see what would watch happen.
That.
we would like it too.
Now I'm torn. I don't know which one I would watch. You versus Seagal or you versus Fedor? I mean, both are good spectacles.
Fedor's going to be a long fight.
Absolutely.
5 seconds max.
One leg kick, liver shot,
I know
down the center.
Alyssa and I said, well, we're not going to pick him in because we had dinner with her mother and my wife and everybody, and she says, I know what you think about my dad. I said, Alyssa, it's not going to happen. But we're not going to talk about that. So she actually put me in a choke afterwards. I said, send that picture to your dad.
You know, but he must also be a very nice guy, you know, if you have people, you know, talking about Fedor.
Fedor's a super good guy, man. He's very good. He's a true religion, a Christian. He's you know, very peaceful, always talks like this, very nice and calm. It's very funny. In Japan, they had this magazine. There was 2 pages with only faces from Fedor, and it was a face like this, all of them. And on every picture said like Fedor sad, Fedor happy, Fedor.
I know one occasion where Fedor actually adds a smile is when he has those ice cream cones.
Oh,
he's like, oh man.
If you go to Japan and if Fedor would smile, the room lights up. You hear all the cameras go off. Like in a second, as soon as he smiles, it's like a flash of light going at him because we never see him smile. But you know, if you see him without being on in the limelight, he's smiling a lot. He's a very
happy guy.
Yeah.
But you know, Bas, I think you know you have to go. You know, you have another appointment. You know, again, thank you so much for being here. You know, you're like one of the biggest idols. You know, for me because you know you're not only Dutch but you're also great guy, great personality, great fighter. Renz, do you want to say something?
Likewise, I feel the same way. You know, I've been a big fan of yours as well. You know, you've done a lot of things in regards to martial arts that have been kind of pioneering. Like, a lot of people say that palm strikes wouldn't work, and then I saw a lot of your fights. I'm like, bullshit. If Bas can do it, I think anyone can make palm strikes really work. It's a very safe strike.
You know what's funny? In Japan, there was open hands fights. Nobody got stabbed in the eyes, right?
No.
That's a very good point.
I mean, I don't know an eye poke. I've never seen one. So at the open hand. So you know, something tells me many times it's kind of on purpose. That's what I think.
Yeah, it is. But
you're not wrong.
No, you're not wrong at all. You know, so fights get changed by eye pokes. You know, they can't see anymore. You know, and you know, you saw it with Stipe in the first fight against Cormier. You know, he just didn't saw the punch coming. But anyway, Bas, you know, do you want to say something? You know, to end the episode with?
No, just you know, but peace and love out there, guys. You know, treat people like you want to be treated. That's really it. You know, it's such a cheesy line what people say, and they all say it, but nobody actually. They'll preach it, but they don't do it. But if you do that, it's going to be over. And politics are opinions. You know, you like blue, I like red. You know, you shouldn't be angry because I like red or blue. I say this wrong because blue or red are actually the colors from the politics. Yeah. You like orange, you like yellow. That's what I mean. You see, I have to change that because otherwise I think it's political again. No, I'm just
absolutely.
It's just a different degree of opinion. You know, I don't like modern jazz. It sounds to me like a whole band is playing a solo at the same time. If somebody's get offended by that, I say, well,
I'm offended. How dare you?
I don't like to watch golf because to me that's boring. It's respect for it, but you see, so just let everybody live. Who's cares? We all want the best. We all want the best for this country. Let's focus on that.
Live and let live.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more with me, man.
You know, like we say in Dutch, live and laat leven.
That's it. Live and let live.
Indeed. You know, thank you, Bas. You know, like you always say, Godspeed. You know, again, thank you for being on here. You're the best, my man. Thank you.
I appreciate it, guys. Godspeed. It was fun.
Godspeed, my man.
Send me the link and I'll post it, okay?
Oh, great, my man. You know, I'll send you the thumbnail for the video for Instagram, maybe.
All right. Sounds good.
Great. Thank you.